Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and this is Budgetsew, where we create stylish, fashionable looks as inexpensively as possible. With Halloween fast approaching, I thought I'd share with you some of my homemade costumes that I created on a budget. I shopped secondhand and created all the costumes that I'm about to show you. Some of the items for these costumes you may already have around the home, but you just need to tweak it for Halloween. You don't need to go overboard and buy the expensive costume. You can make it yourself for a whole lot less. The first costume that I have is a flapper girl. I wore this dress to the Gatsby Gala, a fundraising event where everyone was encouraged to wear 1920s inspired clothing. I wasn't going to buy a costume or an expensive dress for the occasion, so I just popped into my local Goodwill thrift store to see what they had. I found a black dropped waist Joe Fresh brand dress in a size large. The dropped waist and lower hemline was perfect for the 1920s look. My next stop was Fabricland, where I purchased some long fringe trim for the 2 rows around the hemline. I machine stitched that to the hemline of the dress. I also purchased some stretchy sequin trim for the neckline and crossover front of the dress. This was hand sewn on since the machine would just ruin it. Since there was a deep V in the front of the dress, I opted to wear a black lace embellished slip underneath. I already owned this slip and had worn it under my dresses on many occasions. 3 more items that I already owned and wore were a pair of black strappy designer high heels that I purchased off the clearance rack at Winners, my Chanel purse that I had bought from Value Village, and my sequined bow hairband that I originally purchased for a dress up for the royal wedding. My Chanel purse eventually wore out, so I purchased a brand new purse in the same flapper style from Goodwill. The next look I was going for was Frankie Stein for Monsters High. My niece said she was the coolest and I should be her for Halloween. Instead of buying the costume from the store, I took a dress that I had already purchased 2 years prior from Susie Shear and added black tulle to the shoulders and to the hem. I also added some safety pins to the dress to make it seem like it was being held together, kind of like stitches. The black tulle and purse came from Goodwill, the black belt from the Salvation Army charity shop, and the wig, which was brand new, the chains, the pendant, and the leather belt all came from Value Village. My friend lent me her fingerless lace gloves for the event. My shoes were a lot of fun to make. My black shoes were originally from Goodwill, and I wore them almost every day to work, but I thought they would be perfect to convert into Frankie Stein shoes. I took white duct tape and cut it into narrow strips and arranged them in stripes around the entire shoe. I also added black glitter iron-on skulls to each shoe for a truly ghoulish look. The iron-on skulls were from a long strip that I purchased in a package from Fabricland for $2. The tie I sewed myself with fabric that I purchased on sale from Fabricland. The dress and the shoes were easily converted back to their original state so that I could continue to wear them after Halloween. The next costume is a pirate. I bought the fabric and the sewing pattern on sale from Fabricland. The pattern is Simplicity 4914, published in 2004. It's a princess themed top with shaped hem and sleeve ruffles, a drop waist slightly flared skirt with an elastic waist pins with ruffled hems, and 2 scarves. I made the top and it was a relatively easy sew despite it being lined. The black satin look fabric and the purple lining fabric were all on sale in the Halloween section. The lace, ties, seam binding, and grommet trim also came from Fabricland. Since the grommet trim was only available in white, I took a black permanent marker and I colored it so it would match the top. I wore the top with dark jeans and a black see-through shawl with gold beading slung low over my hips. The shawl was originally purchased to wear with my black strapless dress that I wore to a Christmas party the previous year. I also wore black knee-high boots to be a true pirate. Dollarama had really good pirate accessories like a sword, an eye patch, and large hoop earrings. And the pirate hat, it came from McCullough's, a costume shop in my city. Before I continue with these Halloween costume DIYs, please share this video with your friends and family. I'd love to help others find inspiration for Halloween costumes without spending a fortune. And if you enjoy this video, please like it and subscribe to Budgetsew to stay connected. And make sure that the bell is on so you receive a notification when I release a new video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Budgetsew. Now, let's get back to the costumes. Scotland Yard was the next costume. What inspired me for this costume was the hat with the checkerboard trim that I purchased brand new from Value Village. I loved wearing it slightly off-center in a jaunty manner. The prop handcuffs and the second-hand tie also came from Value Village. The black spandex dress was Request brand from Zellers, and I'd worn it many times. I stopped by Fabricland and bought white block letters that spelled Scotland Yard for $2 a letter. I quickly stitched the letters to the dress with my sewing machine so that they could be removed if I ever wanted to wear the dress for another occasion. The white blouse worn underneath the dress and the black boots I already owned. My Poison Ivy costume was a fun make. The dress is retro 1960s Butterick number 6582. I choose View B in a size 16. It's a semi-fitted mid-calf dress with gathered shoulders. I bought the pattern on sale from Fabricland about 10 years ago, but this was my first time using it. I also bought the lace over green fabric from Fabricland. It was a bit more expensive than what I usually pay, but I felt that it was perfect for my costume. I bought my Forever 21 shoes and my Kenneth Cole purse from Goodwill thrift stores for super cheap. To make them part of the Poison Ivy costume, I bought fake leaves from a dollar store and I super glued them to the purse and to the shoes. I took a pair of sunglasses that I purchased from Dollarama and I popped out the lenses and wrapped fake green vines around the frames. I also made a crown out of the vines to wear on top of my wig. I already own the wig, but I purchased it from K Laba Beauty Supplies and it was perfect for the costume. For my Spice Girl costume, I purchased a Union Jack flag from New Century Flags and McCall's dress pattern 6355 from Fabricland. It's a semi-fitted dress pattern with optional front and back vertical darts, self-neck bindings, and optional side seam zipper. The front of the dress is made from the flag, and the back of the dress is made from a black spandex that I had left over from another project. I made this dress up in a size 16, but it was too big, so I had to put the dress on and pin it to my body size. Since I made the red stripe of St. George's Cross on the flag that was around my waistline narrower to make the dress look better, I had to add a band of black spandex around the hem. I already own the shoes from Payless, and I purchased the purse from Value Village. Bloody Nurse is my final costume. I used the same pattern, McCall 6355, for the nurse dress that I used for my Spice Girl costume. This time I used View D with View C's long sleeves. I used red spandex for the dress and white fabric with fake blood spatter for the apron and the hat. The hat was based on a plain nurse's hat that I had as a child. Unfortunately, I can't remember the pattern number for the apron, but I think it was a McCall's. The crosses on the apron and the hat were made out of leftover felt, and the stethoscope came from Value Village. The shoes and the purse, I just reused them from my Spice Girl costume, so I didn't need to purchase these. After watching this video, I hope that I was able to inspire you to get creative for Halloween. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends and family, and if you'd like to see more from Budgetsew, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Budgetsew. Thanks for watching. See you next time.